Hello everyone, welcome to Redbus US channel. In this video, we'll quickly look at the summary of US visa appointment situation that was explained by head of US consulates in India. So we'll look at how the slots will be given and all these aspects. So this is what we'll cover in this video. So general situation. So this is in fact a 45-minute session that was done, and we've kind of summarized that so that it's easier for everybody. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe for getting regular updates. Now, this is the news, right? I mean, the whole thing is based on this official, webinar that happened with Don Heflin, who is head of US Consulate. So he actually did something back in the middle of the year, and now he has done one because of the COVID situation has changed, and now they're opening up everything. So, firstly, some general, I would say statements given by him, right? And also based on overall, irrespective of visa, these are some basics. So they'll primarily focus on Dropbox appointments in India. The reason for that is that due to staffing and COVID situation. So they say that the buildings are not meant to be like for COVID, spacing and everything. So that's why they'll have to really process a less number of visas. So they'll focus more on Dropbox, which can be handled in a better way, and there can be less crowd. So that's one part. So there'll be very, very limited in-person appointments. And he said that the Dropbox is going to be the way to go for most of the next year, or at least middle of next year. And he said that the 48 months currently, from expiration is the rule until end of December. He didn't really specifically say if they will extend it, but I mean, based on what he said, it's likely that they'll extend this for next year as well. So we'll have to see that. We need to expect a lot of wait time. So that's kind of given because of the situation. And they said that they'll only open up 50% of slots from Jan to May in November, December. And the reason is people are just hoarding these slots and creating issues. So that's why they'll just open up limited, and then they will weekly they'll open some more. And they said use emergency appointments only for medical reasons. People are trying to send so many requests for things that are not relevant. So we said try to use them wisely. And there is also, you acknowledge the agent booking fraud, which is primarily where agents kind of take a lot of people and they charge money for these slots. So they said that they were aware of this, and they already have some contractors in place to do some of these things. But again, they said that you keep checking and do what best you can do, and they're trying to do whatever they can. So in fact, you can report this. So we'll put the details in the description. You can read that article that has details. Now, in terms of, and also you cannot convert in-person to Dropbox or Dropbox to in-person, that cannot be. He said if you have a slot for any of them, just stick with it. Don't change that, yeah. Now, in terms of F1 other visas, right? So firstly, F1, they said that bulk of November and December, rest of November, December, they'll focus on, F1 appointments. These are related to the students traveling for spring. So these are student visa slots, include some J1 as well. So if you are also an F1 student, but all in US and OPT, they said that, okay, you better get a slot if you're going to go for visa renewal. So then only come, otherwise there is no guarantee that you'll be able to make it. And another thing somebody asked was about service. Okay, I got stamping for one of the universities, and my service changed and I-20 changed. So they said that you can travel, but you need to explain to the CBP officer. So usually most of the cases they actually get this get a new stamping, but they said that you don't really need to, but you just need to make sure you explain that to CBP officer and validate that, right? Now in terms of H1, L1 and H4, all of the H and L appointments, right? So they said this is the second next priority after F1 for them, because a lot of people are stuck and not able to travel. So this is the second priority, and they'll process whatever capacity they've got for these in November, December for this as a second priority, and they'll open more and more slots in Jan through May, which will be like the second focus, right? So in between Jan and May, they'll primarily do H&L. So that's why this is going to be a big one. And you cannot travel. Someone asked, can I travel with expired visa? They said, no, you can't really travel. Which is kind of basic, but people have confusion because, I have approved INS I-797, because some of them have never traveled, so they don't know this. So they're just saying, you can't do that. Yeah. Now, in terms of B1, B2, this is like a big one, right? Many people are waiting for B1, B2 to get their parents or visit their family members. So they said that they'll only do Dropbox renewals until mid of next year. and they'll open slots from Jan through May. So they don't plan to actually open new in-person appointment for B1 B2 until May. Yeah, so this is kind of very, very I would say sad for many people who are planning to go to meet their family members, right? So, but yeah, that's what he said. But we don't know if there are how the exceptions they will do. But again, this is what the statement they said, right? And they said slots will be open in late November and December. So keep an eye. So just based on that, you can sign up and do that, right? So. Again, in terms of vaccination requirements, nothing new there. So you need WHO or FDA approved vaccines. To be vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and you don't need NI anymore. Yeah, this is kind of basic, but he said that you don't have to, even if you have an NI, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really cut give you any benefits. So that's why. In terms of vaccines, right? So Covaxin got approval. So he said Covaxin, Covishield are accepted, and Indian vaccine certificates are valid. The only challenge he said is, some of them don't have date of birth. So make sure you carry something that matches your name with the date of birth, be it an Aadhaar card or apart from your passport, right? Just an additional thing that can tell that you have the date of birth and everything, right? And also children testing requirements or depend on the adult company, meaning let's say you are getting 3 days test before 3 days because you are vaccinated, then your children will also do that. But if you are not vaccinated and then traveling, then you do within 1 day. So then you will have to, children also will have to do that, right? So that's what they mean by that. So nothing new here. So that's just confirmation. So 220 is another set of cases that have been stuck for quite some time. So they said that they will process the 220 as soon as they can, and they'll contact them. But if you do not hear from them, right, they said that you should check the embassy website and also reach out to them. Yeah, that's one thing. And one important thing is you don't have to pay fees again if you have been given a 221G because of the COVID related proclamation, any of that. So, and also in most cases you may not need a new DS-160, but it depends on the case how accurate the facts are going to be now. So that's regarding 221G. In terms of green card holders stuck, right? So if you are stuck in India for a long time and and if your re-entry permit is not valid, then you need to apply for SB1 visa. So that's the way it is. And but another one regarding US citizen kids, right? So if you have a younger US citizen kid who's going to is a toddler or going to school there, you may qualify for emergency appointment, based on vaccination or medical reasons, right? So if that is the case, reach out to them. But for adults, it doesn't really matter, right? If you have 17, 18-year-old US kid, it may not matter, and you can't travel based on that. So that is the part. Now, the last one they had was regarding topics around immigrant visa and other topics. So they said there is a huge backlog on immigrant visas, so which is kind of understood, and consulates are trying to process them. So, and they said that it will really take time, so they can't do anything about it. And Mumbai is primarily focused on immigrant visas, so that's what they said. So I guess so they're trying to do the best. Now you can get stamping in other countries if you get a slot. So there is some people who are traveling to Mexico, Canada, or other countries, right? And trying to get this visa. So they said that he said that you can definitely get that if you can get a slot. So there is nothing stopping you from going there and getting it, right? And also regarding CR1 and C1D, they said they're all processing, and there is a lot of wait time. Just need to wait, right? So O visas, they said there are some challenges opening them due to the way the system is designed. So if you have a situation with O visas not able to get slots, so you raise an emergency appointment and try to do, right? Because they can only open for certain set of visa classes, not for all of them apparently, and that's something they said that they're going to see if they can fix it. And they don't have any plans to, somebody asked, can I add more people or more consulates? They said they don't have any plans. It's not that easy to do all of them. And he said Hyderabad is getting a big office in 2022, a really big office. So that's about it, right? And if you're an Afghan in India already, and he said that you can apply for special immigrant visa in Delhi if you're already in India. But if not, they said to contact local embassy. So this is like a very quick summary, right? I tried to put it, in these things. So hopefully this is helpful. So definitely, thanks for watching, team, in everybody. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and do subscribe for getting regular updates.